Welcome to another video dev journal for Ashes of the Singularity II. This is the streaming economy part 2. In part 1 we talked about Durantium and its key role in your economy, and here in part 2 we'll talk about Elerite. Go ahead and order this army to attack up here into this region, as we're going to need to secure some deposits of Elerite in order to showcase this new resource. Now, Elerite is the second key streaming resource here in Ashes of the Singularity II. I've got my Durantium, which I'm earning at 8 per second right now, but I've got 0 Elerite stockpiled and 0 income. We're going to need to take out these creeps and conquer this region in order to get a source of Elerite to allow me to build Elerite extractors. Elerite's a key resource for both technologies. You use it to build structures that generate quanta, and it's also used for powerful mid and late game units such as air units and other powerful ground vehicles. So Elerite is found in regions, but it's less common than Durantium. Durantium is represented by these sort of brownish resources, and they're scattered fairly commonly throughout the map. But Elerite's less common and still very important. Now that we've captured the region, we'll build some Elerite extractors here. And we'll send this army over here to another region. Go capture this one here while we talk about these Elerite extractors. As you can see, these are somewhat expensive, and they're draining my economy, and I'm losing Durantium. The Elerite reserves don't provide any Durantium by itself, so they're not helpful for early game construction of units, buildings, all those sorts of things. But they are, since they are so key to unlocking quanta and other resources, it's important that you get some source of Elerite relatively early into the game. All right, while that army goes there and takes this out, their second Elerite extractor is coming online. And we'll take a quick moment to look at our buildings here. Here we've got a research lab, and a research lab costs 150 Elerite. Now, we don't have that much stockpiled. You can see I've only got about 40 or so right now, but let's start construction on this research lab. The research lab is a generator of the quanta resource, which is our third resource, and quanta determines how fast you unlock technologies. Now, technologies are great. They provide buffs and other benefits to your empire. They're super useful for either making your units stronger or just unlocking entirely new units and new defenses. This team over here is managing to take out these creeps, which is great. There's another Elerite reserve over here, which will allow me to increase my income even further. And as you can see, I'm slowly losing Elerite as this research lab finishes. I've got just enough income to almost offset construction, but not quite. Boom, and there we go. I've got my research lab set up now, and I've got an additional source of quanta, so I'm generating more quanta per time now, and I'm now starting to stockpile a little bit of Elerite. This is going to let me unlock some text, which I can do from the text screen here. We'll go ahead and unlock this Garrison protocol real quick, and we'll have another separate video to talk a little bit more about technologies. But let's go ahead and start spending some of this Elerite we've earned. Now, I could build an army, which is sort of an advanced ground-based unit production structure, or I could build an airfield to construct some air units. Let's go ahead and pop over here and start constructing this airfield. Now, the airfield is going to consume a lot of Elerite. It takes quite a bit, and we don't have quite enough generation to offset. I'm consuming a lot more than I'm taking. So let's go up here and start constructing an Elerite extractor up there, and we'll take Army 2, order them south to attack these creeps over here, and we'll grab Army 1 over here, tell them to go over and help out. Now, I've exhausted my Elerite. Now, and as per the streaming economy discussions we had in the first video, this doesn't pause construction of the airfield, but it does slow it down a lot. This would be progressing much quicker if I had more sources of Elerite. Hopefully this additional Elerite extractor will come online, and there we go. It's done. So now we should be wrapping up this airfield relatively quickly. Once that completes, I'll be able to recruit air units, and there's some really great air units such as these Hammer gunships. We'll go ahead and queue up a short order of these, get another air army going as my forces move over here to engage these creep exterminators here by this node. As those guys slug it out, we should have our first air units just getting, well, the airfield should be just getting close to being done. We'll go ahead and speed time up a little bit to get those out of the way, and there we go. Now the airfield's finished, and we're rolling off our first set of Hammer gunships. And as you can see, I have just enough Elerite now to offset the recruitment costs for those Hammers. I can't stockpile any Elerite, which means if I try to construct another airfield or another research lab, I'll go very negative, and it'll take a long time to finish any more gunships or any more of those structures. So I'll want to secure another source of Elerite, like perhaps this one over here, if I want to go for an Elerite heavy strategy, an air heavy strategy, etc. So this is how Elerite affects the streaming economy and how it plays into different strategies. Whether you choose to unlock a lot of Elerite reserves early and choose to build Elerite extractors and spend your Durantium on that, is all part of the key strategy that makes how you balance your economy a fun part of Ashes of the Singularity II. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and we hope that you wishlist Ashes of the Singularity II on Steam. Thank you for watching.